lovies, and welcome back to Crazy But Not Dangerous. I'm Shorty Vaughn, and as you can tell back there, it's already dark 30. I gotta get this dinner going PDQ, or I'm gonna miss Jeopardy. I'm gonna be in the doghouse. But tonight's dinner, quick, easy. You probably have all of the ingredients, yippee skippy, and best yet, it's a budget meal under $5. Yeah. I'm working in collaboration with Brenda over at Maniac Grammy's Homestead. Hello, Brenda. She's our hostess. She's fantastic. Go check out her channel. I'll leave it linked below. But yeah, she does crafting and gardening and cooking and budget meals and Tea Tuesday. She does it all. Absolutely. She's fantastic. And tonight's dinner, under $5. Now, if you are in Canada, this will probably cost you about $6 based on the data I have for Canadian grocery prices. Yeah, it's the butter. The butter is going to be the killer in this one. If you wanted to substitute a nice olive oil instead of butter, you could absolutely do that. I'll include directions, yeah, in here for switching into olive oil instead of butter. What are we going to make? We're going to make pasta with brown butter sauce. Yep, super tasty, super easy, super delicious, fast. That's what we need, because you know, it's already dark. While I'm waiting for my water to boil, because really that is about the hardest part of tonight's dinner, I'm going to go ahead and prepare very simple salads. I've got some greens that we pre-chopped as part of our meal prep on Sunday. Yep, got some greens. And like I said, it's going to be a very simple salad. And then I have the cherry tomatoes from my veg platter. And these are in acidulated water. I bring cherry tomatoes home. I wash them. I put them in a jar. I fill it with water. Add a few drops of lemon juice. And then they stay fantastic until I can get them all consumed. And so we're just going to go ahead and, like I said, it's just going to be a variety of lettuces. This is romaine and iceberg, and a ton of cherry tomatoes, because that's what we got. We're out of cucumber. We're going through the last of our veg because I don't want it to go wonky. And yep, just very simple salads. It's a very simple dinner, but will be easy and delicious and completely fantastic. When I told Andrew what we were having for dinner tonight, he did a little happy dance. He loves this. And this is a great meal, whether you are on a budget or whether you are flush. Yeah, fantastic. Whether you're flush or broke as a joke. Yeah, it's simple salads. There we go. Gonna keep them in the refrigerator till we're all ready. Now, because this recipe comes together so quickly, I want to make sure that I've got everything in place. My water is just at a simmer. That still needs to go a little bit longer. But let's go ahead and salt it. Yay, hooray. And what do I have? I have a box of angel hair pasta. That is Andrew's favorite pasta, so we'll be using that tonight. I have 1 stick of butter, or you could use olive oil, about 1/4 of a cup. I have some Parmesan cheese. I have a little bit of garlic. And I have 3 strips of bacon. Now this is optional. The other night we had BLTs for dinner. We had 3 pieces of bacon left over, and instead of arm wrestling over those last 3 pieces of bacon, I said, let's have, pasta with brown butter and a little bit of bacon in it, and that will be delicious. And, it saves him from being embarrassed, because I can beat him in arm wrestling. So yeah, gonna pop this in the microwave just to crisp it up a little bit. Sometimes when I pre-cook bacon and I put it in the refrigerator, when I take it out, it seems just a tiny bit, soggy, kind of. I'm going to put it in for like 35 seconds just to crisp it up, make sure it's its best self. I have my colander out. to drain my pasta. I have a 1 teaspoon measure and a 1/2 cup measuring cup for my cheese. Does anybody remember these? These were from Tupperware. Did you have these? Do you still have these? Did your mom have these measuring cups? They kind of all nestled together, had a little lid. These came actually from my mother-in-law's house when we cleaned it out. And I brought lots of things from her house when we moved her here to Phoenix to make her transition easier. And I think it helped. And a few things for the kitchen. Oh, like this little guy. You may have seen this on my countertop. Yeah, he's ugly as sin. He really is. He's so ugly, he's cute. That's what my mother would say. Anyhow, it's Humpty Dumpty. I think she got it when they were on vacation in Mexico. And it's a little egg timer. Yeah, it's a little egg timer. And anyhow, I brought it with me. Something that she always had on her counter. Thought that she would enjoy that. And this would feel more like her home too. With a few of her, you know, trinkets, lovelies, possessions, that kind of thing. And I hope it made her time with us more comfortable. Yeah, kind of missing my mother-in-law today. Not many people can say that. Yeah, kind of missing my mother-in-law today. Anyhow, enough nostalgia. Let's get on with it because I'm hungry. It's dark. And I'll just leave that there uncovered for a brief amount of time because I don't want it to, you know, get all that condensation all over it. We're almost out of oil. Yay, hooray. So let's go ahead and get our brown butter sauce on. Brown butter is one of the most versatile sauces, and it is completely delicious. It can go over pasta. It can go over vegetables. You know, it's good on just about anything. You could put that over a steak. I'm not going to complain about it. So I've got 1 stick of butter. I'm going to just toss it right in there. It's as easy as that. I'm going to turn this on a 5 because I'm going to keep my eagle eye on it. If you're busy and you're rushing around, you may put that on a 3 or even a 4 because that brown butter can go from delicious to, you know, not so good in a New York minute. So there we go. Now the eternal question. My pasta's at a boil. How much am I going to make for 2 people? Well, I think the whole package is going to be too much. But I don't want to do too little either. So I'm actually going to go ahead and put in about 3/4 of the box of angel hair pasta. Angel hair, if you've never had it, is very, very thin. Yeah, and it cooks really, really fast. So if regular pasta cooks in about 12 minutes, this is going to cook in like 6 to 8. There we go. Now I have just a little tiny bit, but I'll add it to something else. Yeah, it won't be a big deal. There's lots of things to add that to. That could be great in a crock pot meal because you could add that to a crock pot meal that requires pasta, and that would probably cook in like 10, 15 minutes in the crock pot. And you know it's Crocktober, so there you go. I got my crock pot tip in for today. As a matter of fact, we'll try that later on. Maybe next week. All right, just going to stir that up. My water is all salted. We do not have pasta very often. My mother, funny. So my mother would make macaroni. She would make, you know, macaroni and cheese, macaroni salad, you know, like a homemade hamburger helper kind of thing. But she did not consider macaroni to be pasta. She made spaghetti, and that was spaghetti. And she made macaroni, and that was macaroni. But she would never make like a pasta dish because, you know, she was always watching her weight. But somehow in her mind, she could justify that this, you know, that spaghetti, macaroni salad, you know, macaroni and cheese was not pasta. It was very confusing to me too. But you know, we all have our own set of food rules, don't we? Okay, I've got this at 6:39. Yay, hooray. And we will just keep our eye on that. This is melting. So, let me bring you on down to Funky Town here. This is our browned butter. Well, it's browning. So the stick of butter is melting. And then you'll see the white on top. Yeah, those are milk fat solids. And you have two choices when you're making this dish. You can take a spoon and very gently try to remove the milk fat solids. That's going to make you a clarified brown butter. But you lose a lot. If you were working in a fancy French kitchen, or if you were making ghee, you would need to remove these milk fat solids. Honestly, I just don't care that much. So I'm going to go ahead and just let this do what it does. It is going to need a spoon. I think my favorite is in the dishwasher. Do you have a favorite spoon? This one will do us. That'll get us by. And we're just going to stir this a little bit. And just getting that butter a little bit toasted. So as you're stirring, you're going to see that butter start to get just a little bit brown. But you're going to smell it more than you're going to do anything else. You're going to smell that toasty brown butter. It is going to smell very nutty and like really good toast. Yeah, it's going to smell like really good toast, a little bit nutty. It's going to have a terrific fragrance to it. And if you want to skim off those milk fats, darling, you go for it. Have at it, treat yourself. But honestly, unless you are a fancy French chef, I feel like it's just not a necessary step. Or if you are making ghee for long-term storage, you would definitely want to skim off those milk fats. But now we can see a little bit better in there as this toasts up. So it's still pretty yellow. No problem. Let me see if I can get a little more light on this situation. Okay, still pretty yellow. It's starting to smell like butter, but it doesn't have that nuttiness yet. So we're gonna let it keep on keeping on. And I am probably gonna take these off just maybe a minute before that 6-minute mark, because we're gonna pour our sauce over it, get those all saucy and delicious. Okay, you can see now it's starting to get just a little bit more toasty, just a little bit more brown in there, but not, it doesn't have the smell. Keep on keeping on there, little sauce. This won't even take, it won't take much longer than the pasta, and it'll be fine. And it's foaming up again. That's all right. I'm just going to knock the foam down a little bit. Okay, now we're seeing a little bit more brown. And, oh, that nuttiness. Yeah, okay, that's done. That's it. Take it off the heat. Once it gets brown, I'm trying to get you a good shot of it. Yeah, you're all done. Go ahead and keep stirring that foam down, and you'll see that it is pretty brown, pretty delicious, and has that terrific, brown butter smell. Fantastic. I'm just going to set it back here, and then let's go ahead and off the heat. I'm going to add 1 heaping teaspoon of garlic. And that is just going to cook in that residual heat. It won't hurt a bit. Give that a little stir up right there. Oh yeah, fantastic. All right, now my pasta is ready. Yippee skippy. Put my colander in the sink, and I'm just going to go ahead and pour this off. I've given that several good shakes, and now I'm just going to go ahead and put it back into my pasta dish. And I am going to move it back over to the hot burner with that residual heat, because I'm going to need a little bit of residual heat to melt my cheese. And I'm going to put in, well, that wasn't quite a half cup. I'm going to put in a half cup of cheese, saving the rest for later. Okay, and there is my brown butter sauce. Let's see if I can get some of this in here. And you can see it is a good toasty brown, but there's no charring. And I want to make sure I get all of that browned butter in there, all of that garlic, all of those yum yums. So the process, if you were using olive oil, is that you would go ahead and brown up your garlic just a little bit in about a 1/4 cup of olive oil, and then go ahead and add it to your pasta with your cheese, and you in like Flynn. That's all that there is to it. Easy peasy. This is delicious. You could add any veg that you wanted. I'm using 3 strips of bacon. Let's go ahead and get that in there. You could use more cheese. You could use different cheese. You could use American cheese, cheddar, provolone, fontina, feta, you know, whatever you got. Velveeta, yeah. There's no bad cheese in my opinion. And I'm just going to give this a rough little chippity chop. You could throw a couple of eggs in here, put the lid on, and then let those eggs be your protein for tonight. That would be fine too. I've done that many times, kind of like a spaghetti carbonara. Delicious. You could put a package of frozen peas and carrots, would be amazing. All right, I'm going to go ahead and just continue to roll this around, get all of that brown butter just distributed. The smells are so good. And there's plenty of butter. You can see at the bottom, but there's plenty of butter in there. It just needs to coat every little bit of that pasta. All right, there we go. I think we're done. Yay, hooray. I'm going to go ahead and get this plated up, but I'm super excited about it. You could add more bacon. I won't say no, baby. Treat yourself. It'll be all right. All right, I'm going to taste it and see if it needs anything. Maybe some salt. Maybe not, because my butter was salted. That's why I didn't salt it to begin with, and then I salted the pasta water. But, you know. Oh, yeah. That's toasty and delicious. I'm going to put just a little bit of salt in there. I'm going to put a little black pepper in there. Give it a little twirl. You could put fresh herbs in. Absolutely. I don't have any fresh herbs today, but I am going to go ahead and just put a sprinkle of a little bit of dry Italian seasoning. It'll be fine. Can't hurt a bit. My lovelies, well, I'm all ready to dish it up. Yay, hooray, my favorite part. Here we go. Got some lovely pasta, piping hot. Make sure I get a little bit of the bacon on Andrew's plate. Will he be so mad? Where's my bacon, lady? Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Perfect. And then I only added 1/2 cup of the Parmesan cheese because while we love it, you know, everything in moderation. And so there we go. He gets a nice little sprinkling on top. I'm going to get our side salads. All right, my lovelies. Well, that's what's for dinner tonight. I think that looks super good, super yummy, super steamy. Yay, hooray. All right. Be good. Be careful. Look both ways. Thanks for watching Crazy But Not Dangerous. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate the time that we spend together like you would not believe. Yeah, it's amazing to me. I had to have so many friends and lovelies, and you all just, you touch me with your likes and your shares and your comments. And if you haven't liked or subscribed, now's a good time to do it, baby. It won't cost you a thing. My channel will never cost you a thing to watch. It will always be something that is complimentary. Yeah, because we're all on a budget. We're all just doing the best that we can. And this for $3. Okay, so for me it's $3. So you figure $1.25 for the pasta and 75 cents for that stick of butter. So we're up to $2. A little bit of garlic, a little bit of the bacon. Yeah, $3.50. Like I said, more expensive if you're in Canada, and if you don't have butter, just use the olive oil. It will be superb. But you could add anything to this. More meat, veg, yeah, mushrooms. Oh yeah, mushrooms would be great. All right, it's dinner time. It's time for Jeopardy, and I really am going now. All right, my lovelies, thank you so much. Smooches, baby, smooches.